"Oh, psh," said her mother. "Your name is beautiful and precious and priceless and fascinating and winsome," said her father. So precious means it's so sweet, it's just very dear to you. You think very highly of it, you love it. Precious is just a great word, and maybe whenever, well, if one of you have a favorite stuffed animal that you love to sleep with, you carry it everywhere you go, you just love it so much, it's so precious to you. Or maybe you have a baby brother or baby sister and they're just so precious. "It's everything you are," said her mother. "Absolutely perfect," said her father. And absolutely means it's set in stone, it's certain. Absolutely means yes, like it's good, it's great, we're going to do it. Absolutely. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup, and an evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane. It was an extremely pleasant dream. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. "Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum," she wrote. "She even looks like a flower," said Victoria. A chrysanthemum entered the playground. "Let's pick her," said Rita, pointing. "Let's smell her," said Joe. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, "A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things." "Thank you for sharing that with us," said Mr. Chudd. "Now put your head down." These kids are not being nice to Chrysanthemum. They're making her feel very sad. "I just cannot believe your name," Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. "Neither can I," thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Now remember, we said miserably means very sad, just not happy, not fun. "Oh, psh," said her mother. "Welcome home," said her mother. "Welcome home," said her father. "School is no place for me," said Chrysanthemum. "They said I even look like a flower. They're pretended to pick me and smell me." "Oh, psh," said her mother. "They're just jealous and envious and begrudging and discontented and jaundiced," said her father. "Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours?" said her mother. "After all, it's absolutely perfect," said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream icing, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Victoria picked her and plucked her leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. "Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum," the flowers seemed to say. That morning, the students were introduced to Mrs. Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless. They thought Mrs. Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students and scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Jo was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger, and Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy! Chrysanthemum's a daisy! Jo, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. "What's so humorous?" asked Mrs. Twinkle. "Chrysanthemum," was the answer. "Her name is so long," said Jo. "It scarcely fits on her name tag," said Rita, pointing. "I'm named after my grandmother," said Victoria. "She's named after a flower." "My name is long," said Mrs. Twinkle. "It is?" said Jo. "My name would scarcely fit on a name tag," says Mrs. Twinkle. "It would?" said Rita, pointing. "And," says Mrs. Twinkle, "I'm named after a flower, too." "You are?" said Victoria. "Yes, and Mrs. Twinkle, my name is Delphinium Twinkle, and if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it is absolutely perfect." Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum. Jo, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. "Call me Marigold," said Jo. "I'm Carnation," said Rita. "My name is Lily of the Valley," said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. And that was the end of the book. So, how do you think Chrysanthemum felt when other children laughed at her name? I'm sure she felt very sad, very heartbroken. She felt like no one liked her. Nobody wanted to be her friend at the new school. And another question is, why do you think that Victoria acts the way she does towards Chrysanthemum? Maybe it could be because she's envious and jealous of Chrysanthemum's name. Maybe she wished she had a name that was after a flower. And what would you do if someone in your class felt sad like Chrysanthemum? Hopefully if you see a classmate that's sad or someone's being mean to your friend or classmate, hopefully you stick up for them, and hopefully you'll do something sweet and special for them to make them feel better and to cheer them up. How did Chrysanthemum's feelings change from the beginning to the end of the story? So I think that Chrysanthemum's, feelings in the beginning, she loved her name so much. And in the middle of the story and during the story, she felt very sad. She was just miserable, like the word we talked about, very sad. She did not like anything going on. She was miserable. She felt empty. She felt nothing. She felt sad. And at the end, Mrs. Twinkle was named after a flower also, so when she let that be known to the class, everyone loved Chrysanthemum's name, and they all wanted to be named after flowers, and that made Chrysanthemum feel very special and very good about her name. What lesson do you think the author wants us to learn from this story? So, I think that the author wants us to take from this story that, people are different. We're all different. We all come from different backgrounds, different families, different things. We all enjoy different things, and that's okay. It's okay to be different because the world would be so boring if we were all the same. That's what makes everyone special, their difference. If you were in Chrysanthemum's class, how could you help her feel better? I think we could draw her pretty pictures. We could do as her classmates done. We could act like our name was Marigold or Daisy, or sunflower, just any pretty flower name, because everyone loves flowers. We could draw her pretty pictures. We could tell her encouraging words, sweet words. We could be very nice to her and pick her up when she's feeling down. So that is the end of my story, and I hope you enjoyed it.